An impending catastrophe lurks in the shadows of paradise. The Maldives, a glittering jewel of nature, is on the brink of vanishing. Amid the serene beauty of these islands, a crisis of unimaginable proportions is unfolding. A crisis that threatens to erase the very existence of this paradise from the face of the Earth. The culprit: global warming. It's not just about the planet getting a little hotter, it's about the catastrophic consequences that follow. The melting glaciers, the rising sea levels, and the disastrous implications for coastal territories. Imagine the world's oceans, already vast and powerful, swelling even further. As the glaciers, those ancient icy giants, melt away, their waters flow into the world's oceans. This is not just some theoretical prediction, it's happening right now. And as the sea levels rise, they encroach upon the land, consuming it bit by bit. The Maldives, an archipelago of over 1,000 coral islands, lies in the direct path of this impending calamity. These islands, known for their spectacular beauty, are perilously low-lying. The highest point in the Maldives is less than 3 meters above sea level. This makes them exceptionally vulnerable to rising sea levels. In fact, the Maldives is predicted to be among the first countries to be completely submerged if sea levels continue to rise at their current pace. As we ponder this grim reality, life in the Maldives continues in stark contrast. On one hand, we have the tourists, the rich and the famous, who flock to these islands to bask in their opulence. They come for the stunning beaches, the crystal-clear waters, and the luxurious resorts. For them, the Maldives is a paradise, a place to escape from the world. On the other hand, we have the locals, the true inhabitants of these islands. Their lives are far removed from the glamour and luxury of the tourist resorts. They grapple with the harsh realities of their disappearing homeland, the threat of floods, the scarcity of clean water, and the uncertainty of their future. In the face of this imminent danger, the contrasting lives of the tourists and the locals unfold. For the world, the Maldives is a tropical utopia, a getaway from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Imagine yourself stepping off a plane onto an island paradise. The first thing that takes your breath away is the sight of endless turquoise waters, stretching as far as the eye can see. The air is warm, the palm trees sway gently in the breeze, and the sun is shining brightly overhead. The Maldives, with its opulent resorts and overwater bungalows, promises the epitome of luxury and tranquility. Each resort is a world unto itself, offering guests privacy and unparalleled service. Infinity pools blend seamlessly with the ocean, while glass-bottomed villas provide a window into the rich marine life below. The Maldives is a place where you can sip on a cocktail while watching a mesmerizing sunset, dine under the stars at an underwater restaurant, or simply laze on a hammock, lulled by the sound of the waves. But the Maldives is not just about luxury, it's about the breathtaking natural beauty that surrounds you at every turn. The islands are home to vibrant coral reefs teeming with life, clear lagoons perfect for snorkeling, and pristine white sand beaches that are the stuff of dreams. Whether you're diving alongside manta rays and colorful schools of fish, or sailing on a traditional dhonie boat, every moment in the Maldives is an encounter with nature at its most spectacular. Tourism is the lifeblood of the Maldives economy. It's no wonder, then, that the country goes to great lengths to offer unforgettable experiences. The revenue from the hundreds of thousands of visitors each year helps fund the nation's development and provides jobs for locals. Yet, the Maldives is more than just a tourist destination. It's a country with a rich culture and history, a place where people live, work, and dream. It's a nation that, despite its small size, has made its mark on the world map. But behind the curtain of this paradise, a different reality exists. While tourists bask in the sun, the locals battle the heat wave. The Maldivian islands are not just a vacationer's paradise, but also home to over 500,000 people who are witnessing their homeland transform under the harsh reality of global warming. Every day, the local communities face the challenge of securing clean water. The island's potable water resources are dwindling, and the increasing heat only exacerbates this scarcity. Families spend hours every day waiting in long queues at public water points, hoping to fill their containers with the precious few liters that will get them through another day. This is a far cry from the tourists who splash in the azure waters without a care in the world. The relentless heat also brings with it a growing drought. The island's agricultural backbone is suffering, threatening the livelihoods of local farmers. Fishing, once a mainstay of the Maldivian economy, is now becoming increasingly difficult as the warming waters drive fish species away. The lush plantations of vegetables, fruits, and coconuts are wilting under the scorching sun, adding another layer of struggle to the everyday life of the islanders. The overcrowded capital city, Male, is another stark contrast to the serene beachfront resorts. With its narrow, bustling streets, Male is a city under pressure. The city is bursting at the seams with people and vehicles jostling for space in a chaotic dance of survival. The city's waste problem is worsening, with garbage accumulating faster than it can be managed. The idyllic images of the Maldives that tourists capture on their cameras are a world away from the reality that the locals face in Male. This is the other side of the Maldivian paradise, a side that many tourists never see. The local communities are battling the heat wave, the water scarcity, the increasing drought, and the overcrowded city. They are living on the front lines of climate change, experiencing the harsh reality of global warming firsthand. Yet they continue to fight, hoping to secure a future for their children on these beautiful islands. The Maldivian paradise reveals two vastly different worlds. With every passing year, the islands inch closer to oblivion. As the threat of global warming looms, the Maldivian government and locals alike have taken up the mantle to combat the rising tides and preserve their home. The Maldives, a nation built upon the fragile foundation of coral reefs, is on the front line of the battle against climate change. With the highest point of the country being just over 7 feet above sea level, even the smallest rise in ocean levels poses a significant threat. In response, the Maldivian government has undertaken numerous initiatives. The country's leaders are not only advocating for stronger international climate policies, but also implementing local measures. They're investing in renewable energy, exploring sustainable tourism, and enforcing stricter regulations for waste management. Each step is a stride towards a more resilient Maldives. Locals too are doing their part. From simple acts like conserving water to grander gestures like planting mangroves, every effort counts. Mangroves, in particular, play a crucial role in this fight. These trees act as a natural barrier against the sea, absorbing carbon dioxide and reducing the impact of storm surges. In a bid to raise international awareness, the Maldives has become a stage for dramatic gestures. In 2009, the then president held a cabinet meeting underwater, signing a document calling for global cuts in carbon emissions. The message was clear: the Maldives is sinking, and it's time the world took notice. In this battle against the rising seas, the Maldivian people are showing a remarkable spirit of resilience. They understand that their survival depends not just on their actions, but on the actions of the entire world. Climate change is a global problem and it requires a global solution. Yet despite their best efforts, the future of the Maldives remains uncertain. The islands are still sinking and the clock is ticking. The fight for survival is a race against time. But with their unwavering commitment to their homeland, the people of the Maldives continue to fight, hoping to turn the tide in their favor. The clock is ticking for the Maldives, and the world cannot afford to hit the snooze button. Indeed, we find ourselves in a race against time, a race that isn't for gold or glory, but for the very survival of a nation, a culture, and a way of life. The Maldives, a paradise on earth, is on the brink of becoming a modern-day Atlantis. Picture this. By the end of the century, these islands with their turquoise waters and powdery white beaches could be completely submerged underwater. This isn't a far-fetched dystopian scenario, but a chilling reality that could befall the Maldives if the current rate of global warming continues unabated. The archipelago's average ground level is just 1.5 meters above sea level, making it the lowest-lying country on the planet. Each year, the ocean inches closer to the homes of the Maldivians, threatening to wash away centuries of history and heritage. Yet, despite the looming catastrophe, the world seems to be largely indifferent to the plight of the Maldives. The island nation's struggle is a stark reminder of the disparate impacts of climate change, where those who contribute the least to global warming often bear the brunt of its consequences. The Maldives' predicament underscores the urgency of global climate action. It serves as a wake-up call for us to rethink our relationship with the environment. We need to transition from a culture of consumption to one of conservation, from exploiting the earth to preserving it. If the Maldives disappears beneath the waves, it would be more than just one resort less. It would be a loss of biodiversity, a loss of culture, a loss of a nation. It would be an irreplaceable scar on the face of the earth. a grim testament to the devastating impacts of climate change. So, let's not hit the snooze button. Let's rise to the challenge and ensure that the Maldives and places like it don't just become footnotes in history books. The Maldives may be one resort less, but the loss will be an irreplaceable scar on the face of the earth.